Well guys, today we have some pretty massive sneaker drama. Yeezy's opening a new store, and now we know why, that we're all taking L's on the Nike sneakers app. And a bunch more, but before we get into all of that, let's run through a little release recap, starting with this pair right here, which I'm not entirely sure how many people were really after this one. This is the Packer and Adidas FYW Intimidation Pack, and personally, I really liked the look of both of these pairs. The big one, the Nike Kobe 4 Protro Mambasita, these were insanely limited, even more limited here in the EU and the UK. There was literally like 1,800 pairs, and if you managed to get it, that's a big W, and congrats. Just a quick mention of the Air Jordan 4 Thunder, because there's been, I don't know how many rounds of exclusive access now and shock drops, mostly out in the US. If these haven't gone out for EA yet here in the EU and the UK, just keep in mind that that's probably going to happen this week. The main global release is going to happen on May the 13th, so kind of a little release reminder in there as well. And finally, the Jordan 1 High Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse also had exclusive access out in the US, so let me know if you managed to get that. Now, for anybody here in the EU and the UK, these are also going to be having exclusive access or a shock drop this upcoming week. So be on the lookout. You'll probably get a notification on the Nike sneakers app if you're chosen. If you're not, which is literally like me every single time, then that's just tough luck. There's something really interesting which I actually never knew about this pair of shoes, but the Spider-Man Jordan 1s actually have a glow-in-the-dark outsole. It's really weird because in the light it's all over red. However, when you take it into the dark, it glows this kind of yellowish white color. I didn't know anything about these things glowing. It's definitely interesting to see, and I wonder if this is gonna get people hyped for the pair of shoes. Let's jump into the upcoming stuff. We got a pair of New Balances, specifically the 1906R Protection Pack. This time it's got a little flip. It's all over leather instead of suede, and I thought that it looked super clean. I actually kind of like the look of leather. I thought I would way prefer the suede material, but I really like the look of this pair, especially in this white colorway. According to House of Heat, the release date is still unknown. I expect they're going to come out at some point this year, and I imagine we get a bunch of other colorways as well. Alright, so a couple days ago, the Nike sneakers app did a live stream basically showcasing or highlighting all of the different sneakers that are going to be dropping from Jordan brand in, I think, the fall season. The first one I wanted to highlight is this pair right here, the Jordan 4, what we thought was going to be called the Red Cement, which we now know is called the Fire Red Twist. With these images, you can actually see them in hand. We'll say, at least from these pictures from the Nike sneakers app live stream, the red looks a lot, I guess, better than I was assuming. I thought it was going to be super punchy, but this tone of red seems a little bit more dulled down, and I kind of like the way that that works with the rest of the white and the black on this sneaker. But look, there's some people that absolutely hate this colorway, but for me personally, I know it's not an OG fire red or anything like that, but I don't mind it whatsoever. I think it's pretty clean. Again, I'll remind you, the release date is August the 12th this year. Now, they also showed off another pair of Jordan 4s, which we actually hadn't seen before, and it's this one right here. This is the Air Jordan 4 Frozen Moments, which I think is what a lot of the leaks and rumors were calling the light iron ore. It's that all over gray colorway, and this one actually turns out to be a woman's exclusive, but the colorway itself is pretty interesting. I really like the colors, but there are some things on this pair of shoes that I would personally change, like the patent leather around the toe box. It's just a little bit too shiny. Midsole paint also looks super shiny, and then the chromed out plastic parts on the upper, yeah, that's really not my thing. I feel like if this was like actual metal, that could be pretty cool, even though it'd be a bit extreme. I think that would be solid, but I believe it is just plastic and it's just going to be painted on chrome. Now, as far as release date, a lot of the leaks and rumors were saying August the 26th. However, on the Nike sneakers app live stream, they actually indicated that these were going to drop in September. And just to round off all of the sneakers that they showcased on the Nike sneakers app live stream, we've got them over here. So we've got the UNC 1s, the Playoff 8s, of course the Fire Red Twist, the Palomino Jordan 1s were looking pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie. Palomino 3s, of course, those Frozen Moment Ladies 4s. Of course, we got those Jordan 1 lows, which were looking pretty clean as well. UNC to Chicago, and then the Black Toe Jordan 1 lows, which they actually laced up with the red laces. Let me know, guys, from the Jordan brand lineup, what is your must cop? What are you feeling about this lineup? Is there anything that you like? Drop it down in the comments. All right, we got some new updates on Drake and what he's doing with his Nocta lineup. Some sneakers that are upcoming, starting off with this this one, which we have seen for a while now. This is the Hot Step Air Terra Nocta in the snakeskin colorway. Drake was wearing it in, I think, a music video. This pair of sneakers was showed off, of course, on DJ Khaled's story, where he goes over the pair of shoes in all over snakeskin. Listen, I feel like if the previous colorways, the very simple ones, couldn't sell out, I don't think these ones are gonna sell out. Now, this is either the same pair or a different version. This one kind of looks like a little bit of a darker color in terms of the snakeskin. Exactly the same model, and you can see this is the DJ Khaled story screenshots, but this one looks a lot darker. The way at some point this Hot Step Air Terra Nocta is going to drop in the snakeskin. And then we've also got some leaks indicating what Drake's next sneaker is going to be, and apparently it's going to be this one right here, the Nike Air Zoom Drive, not the Drake collaboration one. We're still yet to actually see images of that pair. We do know that Nocta and Drake is going to be working on a Nike Air Zoom Drive, and it's going to be dropping at some point this year. Now again, not much information to go off of, so just wanted to add that in there. Any more information, I'll keep you guys up to date. All right, we got some official images of a pair of Dunks, which I know is going to be probably one of the most popular GR colorways to drop this year, and that is this one right here. This is the Nike Dunk Low Next Nature Hemp colorway. Obviously isolated as its own thing, I actually think the colors are really, really nice. It's exactly what's kind of trending right now. But of course, they've got kind of, I guess, Travis Scott reverse mocha vibes, at least to some extent. I could just imagine this pair of shoes being a sneaker reseller's dreams. They're just going to try and grab up as many pairs as possible. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have any specific release details for it, just they're coming at some point this year. We just got a leak that Jordan Brand is going to be working with J Balvin once again for another sneaker this year. Apparently, they're going to be dropping an Air Jordan 3, and it's actually going to be releasing this September. Unfortunately, we don't have any images on what this J Balvin Jordan 3 is going to look like, but apparently the release date is September the 2nd, and it's going to be dropping in a full family size run, so we'll see unisex, preschool, and toddler sizes, and it's releasing with a collaborative apparel capsule, so we'll get some clothing in there as well. Apparently this pair of threes is going to retail for $250, so another very expensive pair of Jordan sneakers that, I don't know, maybe they're not as expensive as the twos, but that's still pretty hefty. Jordan Brand is going to be teaming up with Quai 54 once again. This time they're chucking it on an Air Jordan 1 Low. This is the first looks that we have of them, essentially all over black and white with a lot of suede on it actually, which I thought was pretty interesting. What's even weirder is that the left to right pair is also color swapped. So if you take a look at this picture right here, you can see one has the green toe box, the other one has the red toe box, but that's not all. They also decided to swap out the materials. See on this red toe box over here, that is just regular leather, and then this one over here, well, that's suede. Anyway, this pair is going to be dropping at some time this summer, no specific release date. Alright guys, it is official. Nike is dropping one of their biggest collaborators that they have worked with, and it's something that I don't think people really expected. Earlier this week, a lot of the sneaker pages started posting about the fact that Tom Sachs and the Nike Craft Mars Yard 3.0 was going to release this holiday season. Literally, this article here is what every sneaker page was posting. They're like, yo, we're getting the Mars Yard 3.0s. This is gonna be a big holiday release. Turns out Nike shut those rumors down pretty quick, because apparently Nike is no longer working with Tom Sachs and there are no releases planned. I'm sure you guys are very well aware of the controversy that surrounds Tom Sachs. Essentially, a lot of people that were employees or are employees of Tom Sachs basically came out and started telling people a bunch of things about the man himself. A lot of people described his studio as a hostile work environment where he screamed and threw objects at employees. There was also the whole thing where apparently Tom Sachs took a Zoom meeting with Nike in his underwear. Essentially, Complex asked Nike about the Mars Yard 3.0, to which Nike responded, "We are not working with Tom Sachs Studio at this time, and we have no release dates planned." I mean, the crazy thing is I feel like Nike and Tom Sachs had a lot in the pipeline. Like, not even the Mars Yard 3.0, but they had a bunch of the general purpose sneaker. And I think all we got was 3 colorways of the general purpose shoe. Either way, apparently all of that is down the drain. I mean, Nike could potentially take the Travis Scott approach with this situation and just basically basically let things die down and slowly, you know, bring back the collaboration, hoping that people have kind of gotten over it or forgotten about it. Let me know, guys, what do you think of this situation? Do you think Nike is making the right decision dropping Tom Sachs? We just got a release date for the Sean Wotherspoon Adidas Orchestro, this time in the off-white colorway. So previously we saw the crazy pink one, and I was actually really surprised at how much people really liked that pair of sneakers. Apparently these are going to be dropping in June, no specific date in June, but as soon as we get any more information, I'll let you know. The pair of Jordans which we've had images of for a while now, I just think that I've kept on forgetting to actually include it into my episode, so I'll do it today. This pair right here, this is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Woman Satin Bred. Now we've been looking at the 2016 pair all of this time, but we do have some actual images of this upcoming 2023 pair, which should be dropping on October the 18th. Take a look at this right here. Again, not the best images, but you can definitely see the general gist of this pair of shoes. You can see the kind of material that they're using, the different lacing structure. We don't have an idea on the box or anything like that. That's all of the images that we've seen of this pair so far. Again, these are going to be dropping October the 18th in woman exclusive. No extended sizing, apparently. All right, let's get into some of this sneaker drama, and it's mainly drama between Nike and sneaker leakers. Basically, you guys know Private Selection. They're a YouTube channel, a store, and just social media people that basically post a lot of early sneakers. So I'm over here on, I believe his name is Ian, who posted the first, or the world's first look, apparently, of this pair of Nike SB Dunks. This is the Crenshaw Skate Club. But Nike decided to enter the chat, basically commenting on this guy's picture, saying, imagine getting the opportunity to create a dunk only to have an account named MasterChef Ian leak it with no context to the story. So basically, people decided to immediately take sides. Some people kind of saying that they agree with Nike, other people disagreeing with Nike and saying, well, if you guys don't want your sneakers leaked, well, do a better job at your factories. I'm sure the argument is a lot more nuanced. I'm not going to go over the entire argument. I mean, in my opinion, sneaker leaking has been around for the longest, and it pretty much exists in every hyped up industry. Like, there's entire businesses that have been built off of leaking stuff, whether it's Apple's latest iPhone, latest PlayStation, GTA 6, and of course that applies to sneakers. There's the whole leaking community, and in my opinion, I think it's cool. I mean, hey, listen, this is something we do every single week. This is what we do. We take a look at early sneakers. I can hear people's opinions. I can make my own opinion. It kind of gets around the Nike marketing, basically them trying to show off the pair of shoes exactly how they want to, which is probably angled towards them being able to sell more pairs. I think it's way better for people to make their own minds up and not get brainwashed by clever marketing. Either way, guys, you need to let me know down in the comment section. Are you for leaks, or do you think it ruins the story of the creators of that shoe? I want more pair of shoes before we jump into the Adidas catastrophe with Yeezy that's unfolding right in front of our eyes right now. This pair right here, this is the Bad Bunny Adidas Campus in the royal blue colorway. Personally, not my favorite. I feel like they've changed up a lot of the materials on the upper. It actually looks less quality than the first pair that dropped. Like, look at this suede. It doesn't look anything like the first pair. In fact, that might even be some kind of different material. This one just doesn't really seem to be doing it for me. Either way, these are going to drop at some point this year. We're not entirely sure when, but you can expect it on the Adidas Confirmed app. All right, let's talk about this Adidas dumpster fire that's going on. I mean, man, Adidas is really in trouble right now, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse. Essentially, they're sat with a ton of Yeezy still in their inventory that they can't sell, and it's going to impact the brand massively. We've just got an update on how much money they've actually already lost, and it is $441 million in the past year. Now, this is due to them canceling the collaboration and not selling any more Yeezy. Their actual sales have dipped in many different places, including North America, Greater China, Europe, and the Middle East, and of course, Africa. Now, again, this financial loss is on top of the fact that if they do not decide to repurpose the remaining Yeezy stock, it would lower the company's operating profit by an additional $551 million, and also incur one-off costs of up to $221 million. Also now been sued by their own investors over the failed Yeezy collaboration. Essentially, the investors of Adidas are suing them, saying that they were aware of the risks working with Kanye West. They didn't take precautionary measures to kind of protect themselves if this whole whole Yeezy collaboration went to hell. So they're pretty mad that they have money invested in Adidas and it is looking pretty bad for Adidas currently, and of course their investors, so they're filing a lawsuit. So what's interesting is this lawsuit covers anyone who purchased a share of Adidas from May 3rd, 2018 through to 2023. So Adidas is absolutely bleeding money. They have a bunch of Yeezys that they can't really do anything with, now being sued by their own investors. And to make matters even worse, Yeezy and Kanye West decided to open a store or an office right next door to one of their Adidas flagships. This is a Google Earth image. This is Melrose Avenue in LA, and you can see that this is the Adidas store right over here, and this is the new Yeezy office, or the new Yeezy store. And we also know that Kanye's been spending a lot of time at this new office rocking this new outfit. So yeah, he's got the leggings and the old Man United jersey. I'm gonna show you the shoes that he's been rocking, because it's these, the latest Yeezys that we've seen leaked rumors of. Essentially, they are socks with an outsole, and Kanye's been rocking them everywhere. So here's some images of Kanye wearing the new Yeezy socks. He's got them on foot right here, and they literally do look like socks. I don't know what they're made out of, maybe just sock material. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new Yeezy drip. Would you cop? Alright, final story for today. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the SNKRS app, because we just got some new information provided by Nike themselves, which is pretty insane. Apparently, the SNKRS app receives 12 billion botted entries every month. 12 freaking billion. What the hell is my one phone supposed to do against that? To get into the specifics, basically Nike reported that the Nike SNKRS app receives as many as 12 billion bot entries per freaking month, making up about 10 to 50% of all entries depending on the popularity of the shoe. I think a big part of Nike combating the botting is actually the way that they're releasing their sneakers. So we've seen recently, we'll have a big sneaker release, let's say it's like the Thunder 4s on the 13th. Before that actual release takes place, they'll have a shock drop, and then they'll have exclusive access, and then they'll finally have the actual sneaker release. Now, exclusive access and a shock drop definitely makes it easier for manual users to actually get pairs. Now, according to Nike, they have a 98% success rate in filtering out bot entries. Now, I'm not entirely sure about the numbers, but what I will say is that Nike is definitely paying more attention to this, which I think is a really good thing. Cool to see them doing different things, and I think them trialing out the different ways of releasing sneakers is actually pretty fun. The shock drops, the exclusive access, the sneakers cams, the scratch tickets, all of that is very interesting, but I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on all of this. Think that Nike is going about this the right way, or could they be doing better? Either way, guys, that wraps it up for this week's news. If there's any sneakers that I didn't mention in today's video, I probably spoke about it last week, so you should catch up on that video right there.